everyone, welcome to Pink Tutu Tarot. So today we're looking at what they're not telling you at your job, at your company, in your workplace. So I've got 3 readings for you to choose from, 3 cards for you to consider. You can choose them by the picture, by the number, by the words on them, or even by the timestamp. Sometimes the numbers and the timestamp will mean something to you, and that can be a sign for you as well. So go with what your heart tells you. But group 1, your card is number 2, and the word on it is liberty. Liberty. Group 2, your card number is number 9, and it's Rose Garden. Rose Garden. And finally, group 3, your card is number 19, and it's the Journey. The Journey. So once you decide what group you want to listen to, all you have to do is go down into the description box, click on the timestamp for the reading you want to watch, and it will take you straight there. All right, thanks, y'all. Hey, group 1. Okay, we're going to take a look at what they're not telling you at your workplace, at your company. And your initial card here it's card number 2, and it's Liberty. This is the card you picked to join this group. But let me hear what Spirit wants to tell you about this card. So hold on one sec. They're telling me, and this should help you know whether you are in the right reading or not. They're telling me that there have been people within your company who have been leaving. There have been people who have been leaving. More than one person has left, either of their own accord or they were let go. To the point where you may feel, and others may feel, concerned that there's something going on, right? That there's something going on that you're not being told. And that brings you to this reading, I guess. Let's see if they have anything more to tell you. They're saying there's nothing to be alarmed about, so hear that first. But there is something going on. There is a reason why these people have either been let go or have left. And it feels like there's been several people. It really does feel that way. So for most of you, I would say it's even more than 2 or 3 people. But take your own situation. Obviously, the size of the company, may dictate how many people that feel like a large amount to you. If there's anything else they want to say. They're wanting me to tell you that you are fine where you are. So if you're worried that you might be on the chopping block, they're giving me that that's not in the cards for you right now. There may be people around you that leave or choose to, either choose to leave or let go. But your job, at least as the energies stand right now, your job feels very safe. You're protected at the moment. So hopefully that gives you a little bit of relief from any concerns. But let's see what else Spirit can tell you. Just move this up just a little bit. Let's find out what they're not telling you. Your first card is the 5 of Pentacles. Then we have the 6 of Cups. And the Knight of Wands. And one more as an advice card for you. And your advice card is the 10 of Pentacles. Okay. All right, give me just a second. I just want to take these cards in and I'm going to listen for some initial messages for you. And then we'll talk through what's going on here. Okay, so give me one sec, y'all. The first thing they're jumping right in to say is that there's nothing to worry about. And understandably, you would be worried if you're seeing, a large number of people leaving the company, or what feels like a large number, more than, what you would normally expect. Let's see what else. They're telling me there are going to be more people leaving. And you won't necessarily know who it is. So you may have in your mind that oh, well, this person's probably going to leave, or that person. There will be some unexpected departures, meaning that there will be people that you think are long-termers, people that you think wouldn't leave or whose jobs would be safe. Or again, they're not saying whether people are getting fired or they're choosing to leave. It may very well be their choice, but there will be some surprises in the mix of who leaves. Not so much how or when, but who. Okay, all right, so let's jump in. Your first card is the Five of Pentacles. They're telling me that really in your workplace, people are a bit worried. You're not the only one. And your company, they're not doing a good job of communicating. Obviously, they're not doing a good job of communicating what's going on or easing the fears of the people who are there. They're still caught up in their own world, trying to save their jobs, number one, they're saying give the company a fighting chance. So there feels like there's something going on with your company that it may be struggling in some way, or is up against some competition that could affect profits, or regulations I'm getting that could affect profits. So take that, how it resonates for you and your company. But the higher ups in your company are so much more focused on their immediate concerns for themselves and for the company at large, that they aren't really considering the individuals who are watching the fallout and are concerned and worried for their jobs. They're just not even paying attention to it. It doesn't mean that they don't care about you, because I am getting that they're working very hard to save jobs, to keep the company on a solid footing, and to keep from having to either let people go or downsize or cut salaries, that kind of thing. They're working hard to come up with solutions to improve the situation. And unfortunately, with their focus being pulled elsewhere, you and others are left wondering, speculating, thinking worst case scenarios. And it's not helping. It's not helping anything for everyone to be, or for so many people to be on edge and anxious. But understand that they are, I'm getting behind closed doors, are working to fix things, okay? So that this doesn't have to continue. So that it can gather up its resources and rebuild in some way, okay? All right. Your next card is the Six of Cups. Let me just listen what they want to say about this. They're telling me that you're going to find that there is someone within your company who does start to recognize, or maybe they already do, but they're not speaking up about it yet, but they do start to recognize the ripple effect of what's going on. Employee morale really is what it comes down to. whether something happens or there's just someone who is more aware of what's going on, this person is seeing the situation that you all are in more clearly. And this person is going to find a way to disseminate information that you need to hear. Spirit's giving me, they're not going to tell you everything because there are some things that need to be kept confidential in a corporate type structure. And those things won't be revealed here. Obviously, especially being this is a general reading, going into those kind of specifics wouldn't benefit everyone here. It would only benefit one or two people, whatever specifics I could get out. But they're giving me that there is someone who is or will be soon acknowledging that employee morale has declined because of recent departures and concerns for their own welfare. And they're going to do what they can to reach out and share information that will help you understand the situation better. Let's see what else I want to say about this. Hold on. Spirit's giving me that the news you receive is not going to be, it's like in your head you think it's very bad news, like the company's going out of business, or half of the workforce is going to get laid off, or our minds, we go into worst case scenario mode when we don't know what's going on. They're telling me that this information that's going to come to you is definitely not worst case scenario. It will actually feel like good news when you hear it. Yes, there will still be some people who are departing the company by choice or otherwise. And some unexpected, even some people higher up in the company that you wouldn't think would be, on the chopping block or wouldn't be in a position to pick up and leave. So even despite that, they're telling me that when this news is disseminated from someone in your company, and I am getting someone middle management or higher, so it's not employee gossip, it's official communication. You will be relieved. You will be relieved. Because you're going to understand that what is actually happening is that the senior people in your company are strategizing to find viable answers for your company's success and growth, to move things forward. And it almost feels like they're picking up and putting it somewhere new. It may be that the company is actually going to pick up and go somewhere new. It may be that in some way the product line or what you offer is going to shift. But there is an element of change here, not meant to make you nervous, because it's absolutely change that you can accommodate, but it's change that's for the best for the company and the industry that you are in, because there is something about what your company does now that is either becoming obsolete or just becoming less profitable. And there is a better way. And so something is going to be moved or shifted in a more viable direction. And it is good news because it will mean longer term growth for those people who stay and who choose to stay. And they're giving me that you will be one of them. Unless you decide on your own to jump ship, you're not on the chopping block, is what they're giving me. At least as the energies stand now. Obviously, if you make a major change, right, with your energy in the workplace, you could change that for yourself. We all have free will and we all have opportunities to move in different directions. So everything is always as the energies are right now. Okay. So then we have the Knight of Wands. They're telling me things will feel like they're going downhill for a little while. but not for very long, not a long time, but for a little while. There will be more people leaving. Things will slow down. You won't exactly know what's going on, although you will get some communication about the status of the company and the fact that, the higher-ups are working on solutions. You won't get all of the details. You won't get the entire plan that's been laid out for a little bit. It feels like there's this lull in activity for a little while the company kind of regroups. But then things change and things move and things shift and they sort of take off again. And things do get better very, very quickly. Things do get better very quickly. It feels almost like the words I'm getting in my head are forced progress, meaning they're going to make a shift and then push the company to move in that new direction very quickly. So it will take some resilience. It will take some effort. It may be a little bit challenging, but not hugely so. You have what it takes here with the Knight of Wands. It's not an impossible task. It's what the company needs to remain viable, to remain successful, or to become successful again and to a new level. Because they're really showing me this mountaintop, and they're showing me that it's taking the company to a new level where it is even more successful than its, previous best days. So don't let the changes concern you, because you will learn something from it. You will gain something from it. There are opportunities down the road that open up because of these changes. So it's in your benefit they're saying to hang in there and see what happens, right? See what happens before you make any big changes, of your own choice. That's their recommendation. Obviously, you can do whatever you want, right? You're free will. And Spirit's never going to tell you what to do, but they can make suggestions and say, you know what, there's opportunity coming. The company is going to improve quickly once these changes are made. And that could be very good news for you down the road. So your advice card is the Ten of Pentacles. And it just reiterates what they've been saying to you is you're actually in a good spot, even though you might be nervous. You're in a good spot where you are, and things are going to improve. And they're just giving me this message of, sit tight, hang in there, enjoy what you have and where you are, because there's opportunity on the way. There is opportunity on the way within the company where you are. Now, if you choose to leave, you may very well have plenty of success somewhere else as well. Maybe that's a topic for another reading. But where you are now could be very good for you. So hang in there. Obviously trust your own intuition, trust your gut. This being a general reading, trust your own intuition always. Never take any of these general readings to be the gospel truth for you 100%. But if you were drawn to this reading, if this reading was sent to you in some way by your spirit team, is what I believe, then the message, you're meant to hear the message and do with it what you choose to do with it, okay? All right, well, that's what I have for you, Group 1. I hope that helps. I hope it just gives you that little bit of relief, maybe even a little bit of excitement about the future of the company, even though it's going through some difficulties currently, and the advice that Spirit wanted to give you on that. So thank you for being here. I hope you will give this video a thumbs up. Drop me a comment if you'd like to talk about what's going on in your company and how you're feeling about that. I read all your comments and I'm grateful for them. It also helps our energies connect, so thank you for that. And thank you for just watching, and we'll see you next time. Bye-bye, y'all. Hey, Group 2. All right, today we're looking at what they're not telling you at your company, at your workplace, in your work. So the card that you picked in your initial card is card number 9, a rose garden. Give me just one sec. I just want to hear what Spirit wants to tell you about this card. They're talking about two different things. One, they're talking about the heat. And by heat, they mean pressure. So you may be feeling a lot of pressure at work and may not understand, like, why are they putting so much pressure on us to meet unrealistic deadlines or to do certain things, to, get to a certain goal. It's like they're putting the pressure on you, but they're not explaining, like, why. There's this general miscommunication over what you're working toward. And they're showing me that what you're working toward is really some major growth within the company. And they're talking about a rose garden, number one, and how it grows in the heat. It grows in the sun, in the heat. And also they're showing me this caterpillar, if I can speak today, this caterpillar, and how a caterpillar transforms and grows into something much more beautiful. But first it has to go through that really difficult phase in the chrysalis, that pressure they have to go through is what makes their wings strong enough to fly. And that's essentially, big picture, what's going on with your company. They're just doing a really stinky job of telling you what they see, what their goals are, or the bigger picture is. But they are putting a lot of pressure on you and on others to get things done in a certain way, in a certain time frame, to a certain level, whatever it may mean for you. To you, it may feel like it's kind of out of the blue or unnecessary, but there is a reason behind their logic. And hopefully we'll find out a little bit more what some of those reasons are here. Let's get some cards down. Find out what they're not telling you. Your first card is the Queen of Wands. Then we have the Knight of Pentacles. The Queen of Cups. And one more is your advice card. Okay. And your advice card is the Three of Pentacles. Okay, give me just a second. Just want to take these in and I'm going to listen for some initial messages for you and then we'll talk about what's going on here. Okay, so one sec, y'all. They're telling me that someone is coming in. They may have already recently come in. That's the truth. Either as a consultant coming in or as a new higher up employee that is advising them on how to grow the business really exponentially. This is someone who has had experience growing businesses, growing startups. Not to say your company is a startup, but startups really have to be very fine-tunedly focused on growth and expansion because they're starting at nothing. And this person has that kind of experience. You may not be aware of it. If this is a consultant coming in and talking to senior management or whatever, you may not be aware of it. Or it may be someone who is either recently started working there or will very soon, but they're already in talks with this person. and they're already getting feedback and guidance on what they need to do to expand and grow. And that really is your company's goal. They're telling me your company is looking to expand. They're saying expand into a new arena that is adjacent to what it's doing now. Meaning, and take this as it resonates for your company, obviously. There's something that your company specializes in or does. They're looking at expanding not just your core business, but an adjacent either product line or service, or an industry that is similar but in some way a little bit different. They're looking at expanding into that in order to help the company grow. It may even involve acquiring another company or other companies that would help round out their product line in some way or service offerings. So that may or may not be for everybody. Take what resonates for you and what you do and what your company offers. If it's not for you, leave it for someone else. But trust, the bigger picture here is your company is trying to, Spirit just said, they're trying to become a conglomerate. They're trying to expand to something very, very big. They have very high goals and ambitions for whatever, for this company. And they're not sharing that. And I think some of it has to do with this acquiring another company or moving into another sector that can't quite be discussed yet. It's like there are legalities, there are still negotiations, there's still something happening, or plans that are still being put into place that can't be discussed yet. And so that's why they're not talking about it, but they are putting a lot of pressure on you and on others to perform to a much higher level than what you may have been used to previously. And this is why. That's the big picture. Okay? All right, so your first card is the Queen of Wands, and they're telling me this is the person that's coming in. Maybe a woman, might not be, but this is someone who is very strong, very, very talented. They're very captivating in that they're a very good speaker. They have this infectious energy and sense about them that motivates people, that creates an atmosphere of excitement for the future. This person is very good at that, but they also have a lot of experience like tackling dragons, taking on big projects and bringing them to fruition. So this very well may be, like I said, a consultant coming in who has done this type of thing for other companies, or it may be a new employee who comes in and will do this for your company specifically and exclusively, but it is something they have many years of experience doing, regardless of how old they are. They may not be that old, but their experience is very, very strong. So if you do know of this person, or when they do come in and you meet them, if they are younger than you think someone could be to be taking this on, try not to prejudge it, because this person has a lot of experience in their years, probably more in the years they have been working than most. So give them the benefit of the doubt. That's what I'm getting. Because they're very powerful and they can make things happen for your company, or they can help make things happen. Okay? All right, your next card is the Knight of Pentacles. Let me just listen to it. Again, your company is very, very focused on the bottom line. They're not talking about it enough. They're not sharing the goals really with anyone outside of like a limited circle of people. The big goals anyway. But they are very, very focused on the bottom line, on being profitable, and increasing profits exponentially through a wider base of clientele or customers. And everything they're doing is to that end. It's like they are laser focused, just like the Knight of Pentacles is laser focused on that pentacle, and he's following it like a hawk follows, a mouse on the ground until it can catch it. They are laser focused on this growth. And it is a bit like, they're not so worried about the pressure they're putting on you, because they know it's for the good of the company and for the good of everyone who works there if you can accomplish what they're setting out in front of you. And that can sometimes be hard to hear, that they're not really taking your feelings into consideration, but they are taking your livelihood and kind of your careers into mind. They're keeping all of that in mind, and that should be important as well. I mean, you want your company to remain viable and successful so that you have opportunity for growth as well, right? And that's what they're focused on. All right, so then we have the Queen of Cups. One sec, I just want to hear. They're telling me that you're going to be very happy with the growth that does occur, as will they. They're very excited about it. They're very focused on it. But in time, in the not too distant future, they're saying things will come to light. Things will be revealed. And what I am getting, like I said earlier, it feels like there are negotiations or legalities or corporate structures that just can't be talked about yet. But they will be shared, and there is this sense of joy and excitement around this, around the changes they are making, and a sense of opportunity. If you see all these fish, I don't know if you can see it on this card, there's all these fish jumping up out of the water, and it's lots of opportunity comes from this, lots of growth, lots of opportunity. So if you enjoy your company, if you enjoy what you do, you're going to be very pleased with what is going on when all the details are shared, because it will mean more chances of growth for you within a company and an industry and a job that you enjoy. If you don't enjoy it, you make your own decisions there. The pressure may be a lot for some people, because they're putting a lot of pressure on you. It is for the good, though. It is for the good of the company, but what Spirit's giving me is that it's also good for you. If you can withstand it, if you can understand that it is not only necessary for the company, but that it will improve your job skills, it will improve your resilience and your strength on the job and as a person. It will give you experience at a new way of working and possibly even a new, industry, like new challenges that maybe aren't on your resume currently. It will give you those opportunities that will benefit you in the long run. So they're encouraging you to try to see it from a new perspective there, rather than just from the perspective of, this is a lot of work, right? Okay. So the advice from Spirit is the Three of Pentacles. And they're encouraging you to just continue to work at being the best you can in your job. Worry less about how much work it is right now, because it won't be this kind of pressure forever. It's temporary. Just like in the caterpillar's case, the pressure that they're under is temporary. It only lasts until they break out of the chrysalis. And then it's, so much better, right? Then they're flying free. So remember that it's temporary, but focus on being the best you can at what you do, because eyes will be on you when these changes start to happen. And they will be comparing you to others and looking at your work. And Spirit has given me that you're very good at what you do. That you either are or can be the best within your company at something that you do. And if you focus your energy on that, on being the best you can be, you will get noticed for it. And you will get recognized for it later, down the road. The rewards will come down the road. It will take a bit of perseverance. It will take a bit of strength and patience in the meantime. But it won't kill you. And they are giving me that it will be good for you if you can withstand it. It really is to your benefit if you can withstand it. Because some big things are happening in the background. Again, with the company expanding into new areas that will create untold opportunities, especially for those people who are already with the company and proving their worth. Those would be the first ones to be promoted, moved into new positions of strength and responsibility and all of that. All right, group 2, I hope that helps. I hope it resonated. If it did, please like the video, subscribe to my channel, leave me a comment if you want to talk about what's going on, or if you just want to let me know that you enjoyed the reading. It does help our energies connect, which will help future readings resonate with you as well. It also lets me know as a person, as a reader, that we're connecting, and it helps the channel get out to more people so they get the readings, they get the messages they're meant to hear, which really is a win-win for everyone. So I'm grateful for that. So thank you for being here. I'm grateful for you, and have a great day. Bye-bye. Hey, group 3. All right, today we're looking at what they are not telling you at your workplace, at your company, at your job. So the card that you picked for your group and your initial card is card number 19, the Journey. Let me just see what Spirit wants to tell you about this card. Hold on one second. They're telling me that there is there's growth happening within your company that you are aware of right now. There's expansion happening around you that you are already aware of. So this shouldn't be a secret. This should help you know whether you're on the right group or not. You're aware of the you're aware of the growth. You are not aware of where you stand on the journey of that growth, right? As the company is growing, you are questioning whether you are growing with them or whether you'll get left behind, whether you should stay with them, whether they want you to continue with them. You have all these questions about your role within the company or where you stand within the company as it grows and changes and becomes more substantial, is what they're just giving me. So your company is going through some growth right now, which is wonderful. Maybe for some of you, maybe moving into new markets, new areas, new product lines. Take that if it resonates. But you would already know about this. At least you would know in general terms that that's happening. You may not have all the details, or you may not be aware of future growth, but you're aware that this is going on in your company. And really what they're giving me is your question is about whether you are being considered for opportunities beyond your current scope within that future growth or within the growth that's going on. Interesting. Okay. So hopefully that resonates with you, and you'll ride this out with me. If not, try one of the other groups. You may find that what you're looking for is there. But let's get some tarot cards down and see what you need to know here. What are they not telling you? Your first card is the Queen of Cups. Then we have the Wheel of Fortune. And Strength. And one more card that is an advice card for you. And your advice card is the Four of Cups. All right. Give me just a second while I take these cards in. I'm going to listen for some initial messages for you, and then we'll talk about what's going on here. Okay, so hold on one sec, y'all. They're telling me that you're going to be given a chance to show your worth to someone or to more than one someone who is either responsible for opportunities that would come to you, meaning it's your boss or your boss's boss, or is in some way influenced there. You're going to be given an opportunity to step up to the plate and show what you can do. So they're telling me they do think about you. They do talk about whether you are up to the task of taking on more or different challenges as the company is growing. You are someone they're considering in that way. They're not entirely sure that you're up for it. So there is kind of a message here of show them what you can do. Rather than see it as a negative, why don't they already see it? Or why aren't they already considering me? They are. And they do see good things in you. But they also see, in some way, there's some limitation happening there. Maybe there's some resistance to doing new things. Maybe there's some resistance to taking on new projects or new responsibilities. There's something. For some of you, it's resistance to new software or new programs that you might be unfamiliar with, or new procedures you're unfamiliar with. There is a little bit of resistance happening that they're recognizing. For some of you, it may be a little bit of a lack of skill. So it could just mean that you don't quite have the experience yet for a bigger role, but they want to see. It's like your background doesn't necessarily support it, but they still think you might be able to do it. But obviously they have questions. Are you ready? Is this person ready for more responsibility? To have, employees beneath them or more employees beneath them, to take on new projects, move into new markets or expansion in some way. They're considering you, but they have questions. They do have some doubts whether or not it's the right fit. They like you where you are in your role. So it's not about getting rid of you or anything like that. It's really they're considering, is this person, are you ready for more? It is up to you to show them that you are. And that is what Spirit's given me. Okay? So, your first card is the Queen of Cups. They are happy with what you're doing, with how you're working, with the work you're putting out. It's not that they're in any way unhappy. The question is, are you ready for more? So please accept that they do see you as someone who is very good at what you do, that you have skills, you are valuable to the company. And the fact that they are considering you for a more expansive role as the company grows and expands means they do see something in you. And it's positive. The conversations they're having about you are largely very, very positive. It's just what they're showing me here with this shell here and the water dripping out, it's all good things in this shell, in this cup. Yes, there are some things that spill out that they're giving me, they're like concerns that spill out. You know, if they're having a conversation of, you know, for example, just as an example, we're moving into a new market, we need someone to head up that division or to move into that new division. Is this person ready? And they talk about all the wonderful things that you do and all the wonderful things that you are within your job. Yes, there is some spill out of, you know, maybe you haven't been with the company very long. Maybe you're still relatively new. Maybe your skills are not quite there. Maybe your leadership skills need some fine tuning. Something. There is something that they're not certain about. It's not negative. It's just the questions. They're questions. Okay? So take that. I want you, Spirit wants you, they're encouraging me to tell you to take that as it is intended. For you to know that you are well regarded, that you are positively talked about and considered, and whatever doubts they have can easily be, maybe not easily, they can be alleviated through your own hard work and will to succeed and your determination. Okay? It really is up to you. All right. So next we have the Wheel of Fortune. And they're just showing me this witch. This happens to be a witch deck. Nobody's a witch, but they're showing me this witch spinning the wheel, looking at opportunities that are coming available, looking at the people that are coming available. Yes, you are one of them. And yes, you could move into a role that would be very, very beneficial for you career-wise, as well as financially. And as the company grows, you could very easily grow with it. But the Wheel of Fortune runs in all directions. It could go the other way for you as well. Not to say that, not in a negative way. There is no negative here with the Wheel of Fortune, but it's like you could either be at a standstill, essentially, stay where you are, which will feel a little bit like things are going backwards as the company is moving forward, or you can move forward with the company. There is lots of opportunity here, and they do see it. It's there for you. But it's a little bit of a toss of the dice, a spin of the wheel. It's a little bit of, it's not chance, because you have some control over it, but it's not a guarantee at this point. It's not a given. All right, let me see, is there anything else you wanted to say? Telling me the Wheel of Fortune can be, they're saying it can strike at either end. Oh, okay. They're showing me on this particular Wheel of Fortune card, at the top is this house. It's stable. It's stationary. It is what it is, where it is. At the bottom is this sun, which is shining bright. It's burning bright. It's bigger than life. And as the wheel spins, it could go either way for you. You could stay where you are, which is stable, which is comfortable, which is solid, but stationary. Or you can reach for the stars. You could, become like the sun and shine bright and really expand and really be at the top of your game. It could, you could go either way. All right. So your next card is the Strength card. They're telling me they want to know if you can weather the storm. And they're showing me this tornado in the background. Can you weather the storm? taking on the beast of an expanding business, whatever this new role they're considering you for, or this expansion that's happening. It will be challenging. They're showing me the tornado here, the lion here. It will be challenging, and that's why they have questions. Spirit is telling me you are up for the challenge. They may not be sure about it. Your spirit team knows you are. But you have to be willing to prove it. Show them you can tame the lion. You can keep the tornado at bay. You can do and be what you need to be. The strength card, she is strong. She's full of opportunity and potential, but also has grace in a challenge, is able to manage difficult situations with what looks like ease, even if it isn't easy. Grace under pressure and skill under pressure to handle things that for some people would be overwhelming, would be too difficult, would really just not work out well for them. They would not rise to the challenge. They're telling me you are capable of rising to this challenge, of being this sun that turns and goes to the top of the wheel and shines bright on the company. You have it in you. It's time to show it. It's time to show it. All right. So your advice card from Spirit is the Four of Cups. And they're saying, look, you can look at this two different ways. One is you can look at these three empty cups and say, they're not sure if I'm good enough. Well, why am I even bothering? You can do that. Or you can say, I don't want to have to prove myself. You could look at the downside of what you're hearing today. Or you can look at the positive, that there is someone at the door. This door of opportunity is there, and somebody's standing there with a full cup, ready to hand it to you. You just got to look up and grab it. You got to take it. You have to want it, and you have to take it. And they're showing me here on this card, if you can see it, way up here, we have a fish in a fishbowl and the cat looking. You can keep looking at the future and wishing you had something, or you can go after it. Grab it. And it's entirely up to you, but your spirit team is encouraging you to grab what's yours. Show them. Offer to take on new responsibilities. Do things you haven't done before. Show that you can be resilient and that you can learn and that you are open to new ideas and new challenges. Become the person at your job that you want to be, that you know you can be, if and when you are promoted and moved ahead. Start playing that role now and show them what you can do and what you're capable of. And then they won't be able to miss it, because they don't want to miss it. They want you to be ready. They do. They're just uncertain. So you do have a choice on how you react to that information. But of course, Spirit's encouraging you to think highly enough of yourself to know that it's worth it, that you're worth it, because you are. And you will show them if you decide you want to and you work for it. All right, Group 3, I hope that helps. I hope it gives you the information you needed, the push you needed, the insight you needed, the messages you needed. If it did help, if it did resonate, please give the video a thumbs up. It's free, super easy. Really helps me know that our energies are connecting. It also helps future readings to resonate with you more, because we will be more connected with your interaction. It also helps the channel get out there so that more people find these readings, get the messages they need to hear as well. So I'm grateful for that. Feel free to drop a comment below. I love to read your comments, and I do read them all. And I'm grateful for your being here. Thanks so much, y'all. Bye-bye.